Kazakhstan may soon face a coal crisis. The shortage of fuel is already seriously felt by the private sector of the country's south and east. There, thousands of residents could end up freezing in their homes, while real chaos is seen next to empty coal storages. Miners blame local officials for the situation, as fuel tenders were held late, and now all reserves are spent to heat state organizations, leaving no coal for regular citizens.
Kazakhstan has a deficit of coal. Residents of the country's southern and eastern regions risk remaining without it soon. One of the towns is Semey, with its poorly developed system of central heating. Locals now have to buy coal from intermediary, paying $40 per ton, or $10 above the regular price. That's it, no more coal. There's no coal in storage either. Every new delivery is taken by storm by the intermediaries. I come here for already a week. There's always either a lack of coal or cars. All of the cars here already have a client with them. Southern Kazakhstan waited for coal for 3 months and was given only 10 train cars. Specialists say that the coal brought here is of low quality, which could be used only for industrial needs. Fine coal is used by cement and brick production plants. The population doesn't buy it. Coal extractors admit the current supply crisis, but say that they are no responsible for it. Apparently, the situation came about due to the state procurement, as all tenders were held 3 months behind the schedule. Now organizations are trying to buy the fuel, leaving regular citizens with nothing. Trucking companies that supply schools and hospitals of the area appeared in need at the same time with the private sector. Perhaps the regional authorities had to control the situation. The coal chaos will only grow, say the concerned users. 10 trained cars of coal for the south will be enough for only 5 days. The heating season is already underway, although it is apparent that most regions of the country are still not ready for it.
Many poultry factories of the country could soon end up bankrupt, failing to compete with importers. Poultry producers feel the lack of financing to fully satisfy the domestic market. The issue was raised on Monday during the opening of the 13th Central Asian Food Industry Expo World Food Kazakhstan.
During a press conference in Almaty, domestic poultry producers said their industry is in a difficult situation. Poultry factories produce 110,000 tons of meat annually, which is less than a half of what the country needs. The rest is imported from the USA, despite Kazakhstan actually having the ability to do so on its own. Over $7 million is spent on the purchase of breeding birds, while Kazakhstan has no plans for the production of feed, additives, medicines, vaccines and equipment. All of these adds up to make the final production costs. At the same time, problems within the industry are only a half of the issue. Often the state cannot provide farmers even with the most necessary things to secure the operation of the business. This happened in Karaganda this June, when a power failure caused the death of over 1,500 birds. The scandal revealed that the poultry factory became the victim of a conflict between energy suppliers. The still uncovered damage was estimated at more than $3 million. If we will win the trial, we will seek to recover the amount of consequential damages, that is, the lost revenue. The Kazakh Poultry Farmers Union believes that to fully provide the country with chicken, the state must double the current subsidies. This year, the development was sponsored with over $47 million, while the authorities still have to open at least 5 poultry factories. For now, enterprises left only to complain that the Russian market is closed for Kazakh producers due to very strict sanitary requirements of the neighbors. At the same time, the competition with American chickens at the domestic market is intensifying, and local companies might not survive to see the end of this race.
The integration with Russia and Belarus only added more problems for Kazakh businessmen. 10 months after the lifting of trade borders, local stores have to change their price tags more and more often. The participants of a roundtable about the issues of the customs union didn't manage to find an explanation for the phenomenon, although observers note that Russia continues to strenuously protect its producers at the expense of Kazakhstan.
From Russia with love. Even before the customs union, goods from Russia entered Kazakhstan in an enormous stream. After the import from neighbors grew by 14%, and the situation seems not to change at all for many Kazakh producers. The access to the Russian market is elusive as ever. Following several trade wars, Russia is now skillful enough to raise obstacles on the way to its store shelves. There are legal barriers in every Russian region to protect local producers. Starting New Year, they will introduce a new concept of special vehicles. Thus, when our products will cross the Russian border, it will have to be transported further using their vehicles. Interestingly, the prices grew not in Russia but in Kazakhstan, despite the authorities dropping all official customs charges that affected the end price. The participants of the roundtable failed to explain this phenomenon, as well as the presence of customs agents at the border. Businessmen, meanwhile, complained about the skyrocketing corruption. Customs agents are sort of an appendix at the borders now. They don't know what to do, but they have to do something. In the past there was a set of things they had to check, whereas now they make stuff up as they go along. Hence they can and do come up with all sorts of requirements, which lead to chaos and lawlessness at the borders. This is what businessmen complain about. In turn, customs agents say that if not for them, border officials would have not managed to register the entire load of cargoes on their own. We've signed a joint agreement on the division of power. Thus, while we stay at the border, we will help with the cargo screening, because we are better equipped to do so. Several times the roundtable participants mentioned the liberality of Kazakh legislation, which is used by the union partners. For the last 9 months, the three countries of the customs union promoted themselves as a troika, although in reality all those horses are moving into different directions.
That is all we have time for now. Join us tomorrow for more. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.